Oh, okay. Shalom.
Shalom.
Yes, sir.
You missed a couple, but you got it when you go in there now. So this
Put it in there?
I think the small one. Oh, is it number 1 or number 2?
Oh, okay. Right.
Hey, everybody, I want to show somebody while we're here real quick before I forget. So this is a fertilizer that's 10,000-year-old fertilizer. So basically, any grass that's grown in a meadow in a field, you fill half of this bucket full with, if you go up under a tree and underneath the leaves, it's called leaf mold. It's not really dirt, but it looks like dirt. You take that, for a 50-gallon bucket, you take 2 shovelfuls, put it in with the soil. So I want to show you what, it's been in here probably, this is ready to be used. You can actually use it right now. It's a little pungent, but see all the activity going on? The microbiology working. So you keep adding water to it. You can take this and it makes this 1 ounce to a gallon.
Say that process again?
1 ounce
What's
to
the process again?
So you see this grass right here?
Right.
All it is just actual grass. Clippings from your lawn will work, but this has got more nutrients in it. So you go to like a meadow or like somewhere the grass grows naturally, and you pick up enough to put half of that in here. And then you put what they call leaf mold. Leaf mold is actually if you go up underneath an old tree and the leaves have fallen. See, like you see any tree, you see leaves under it.
Okay.
You dig under those leaves and then you got this like soil looking stuff. That's full of micronutrients.
Like urine.
And then you put 2 shovelfuls for this, fill it with water, and let it sit. It could sit for years and it'll still be good.
Where do you get
These barrels? Actually, there's a place in town in Live Oaks. Some people are telling me they're selling for $50. I get these were $19.
Oh wow, that's a good one.
This one was actually, I bought this at a different place and it was $20. When I saw those, I said, forget that, I got these.
And just to confirm, what is this for again?
This is fertilizer.
Oh,
This is you could put on your soil. Like I said, it's 1 ounce to a gallon.
So where you got these black from?
These are right down the road in Live Oaks. I get them here.
Live Oaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get a couple of them right now.
I got
They don't open on Sundays.
Okay,
They're
you
not
got a
open on.
book you can order them from too.
How much?
I'm not sure the price.
This is only $19.
Wow.
I have not seen them online.
I need to get back.
I could get you one and bring it to you,
It's better that you guys go and get it. 'Cause
but it's not open today. They roll up the sidewalks on Sundays and Saturdays.
Yeah, I need to catch them on. I need to catch them.
Sound like I think that's
I need to catch them on Slipping Friday.
But I also have some other stuff too that it's made with rice water and milk.
These are for irrigation.
I've got water in here.
These are critical for irrigation. So I'll put some down.
I put some Clorox in here just to clean it out. It's pickle water. It was pickle barrels, so it was all it is pickles in it. So I got to get the smell out. So
And water tablets like to clean?
yeah, that'll work as well. But people worry about MPK. You got to have 5, 6. This is nonsense. And I agree because the science makes sense. You put all what's in it, no matter what the PK is in here, it's in there. You put it in your soil. The plants will only eat what it needs. I mean, look at nature. They don't worry. The forest doesn't care about what PK is in it. It just grabs what it needs, and you don't see the people changing stuff in the forest. Nature, the Most High has got it, right? So you put this fertilizer as it is. Any fertilizer. It may have this, and this, but the plants, as long as the biology in the soil is there, everything works together. The plant's going to eat what it wants, not what it doesn't need. So this is just real cheap, real easy, and real good. This is 10,000-year-old technology.
Yeah.
I think going back to the old style is, like I said, all this is always best. All this.
Can't go wrong with it.
Because what the guy described, it makes sense, is agricultural, like you see, you came here, you see all these round crops of things, they're killing the land. They'll till it, they'll chemical it, and after a few years, it's depleted. That soil is worthless. Yeah, and they're still at it, and they add more to it, where this, you could just continue on, you know.
In English, basically what he's saying is the fertilizers that the Edomites are using are man-made. These are our, when he says NPK, it's the 3 microelements, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, which these break down into by the Most High, who does it naturally in the soil when you put it in the soil.
Yeah, because the force is there's dew, rain, and the leaves get the leaves start to mold up and they start to break down, and then you got a bacteria, fungus. The fungus eats the bacteria. Silica eats. I think it's up or higher, but it's an ecosystem in the soil.
And believe it or not, the most natural one. I was messing with him earlier, but not only ours, but animals as well. Urine, bowel movement, all that stuff has a high count of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And it's our food that we're eating that's breaking down, going back into the earth and creating the Most High's system.
You said that when you say, like I was telling them, I have a book called Humanure.
Okay.
And so you can use your manure, like I was telling you, you make sure you're not eating, you're not taking medications, and you use your manure, but you can't compost it and eat it like any other compost. It takes about a year for it to break down. So you can use it. With one guy, he uses, he fills it half full of chicken manure. Now, I wouldn't use chicken manure from a factory because they feed their chickens full of chemicals. Now, if you had your own chickens, that'd be great. You could do this in a 5-gallon bucket, mind you. I've got one at home with a 5-gallon bucket, and you could just keep adding water to it. It just goes on forever.
What about this mRNA that they're feeding the animals? Don't you think that's passed through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know.
That's why it's important. That's why one of the reasons I'm here, because I want to eventually get my own chickens. I don't want anything to do with the outside.
So how do you know if they're not tainted?
The chickens?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to buy them from her. My neighbor across the street, she's got the funny farm.
From a chick.
Yeah, yeah. Get them from there already.
A scorpion? Oh wow! Look at that.
Where?
Right here.
The little ones are the worst ones.
Wow.
But she went to a Publix. She lives in
Yeah, I was about to say one of
St. Petersburg or something.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Okay. She said she went to a Publix. And
I've seen videos where the guy's looking at an egg and he says, "Look at this," and it's just literally rubber. You know?
and it causes cancer, and
Oh,
it keeps
it's-
men and women from having children.
Oh, it's the worst thing. That's why I do it all.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I do it, because we have to actually be able to grow what we want to eat, you know. And I've got my area back there where there's a lot of light, and that's where I want to put my garden. But because this is sand, if you notice, over here I dug up about 3 foot, and it's like fluffy sand. It's like beach sand, and it's just the further you go, the more sand it is. So even with biochar, I can't really grow. So I'm putting everything in raised beds.
You have lime rock here, right?
Yeah, I had this put in. I ordered dump trucks full of lime rock because you know it gets sandy and muddy. I got a well here, so water, you know, it's gonna be. So I kind of shower in there too.
Huh? You drilling your the well yourself?
I had to drill almost first year I bought it. Brother Ron here was helping me out. We had.
How much feet deep?
They went 86 feet, was it?
Okay.
And I actually, they say it's a luck of the draw. Wherever they land, you maybe get sulfured water where it's stinky and rusty looking. Yeah. It's just clear. It's really, I tell you, the Most High has got his hand on this. And that's the other thing. Oh, I've been blessed because I thought I was going to buy a piece of property. And Most High was probably nudging me, say, "That's not for you. That's not for you." And I just saw something that I wanted, which is a rifle range, and it was beautiful. And the guy was, and I ended up losing $1,000 because I realized at the last moment I can't get this, and I got out of it, paid an extra $1,000 to get out of it, and then the Most High directed me here. He gave me a wonderful neighbor, Norman. She's a wonderful neighbor. because you can actually dig so far. Like if you dig about 8 feet, you can actually mill the pond. Water are gonna come up.
Yeah, water table is high.
It's high. We're in high ground, mind you. We are high ground. This is what I told the realtor. I said I want no water. I mean, if I had like a little stream or something, the government could take the property from me. Any waterway in Florida they could take it for you if they need. They say they need it. So I didn't want anything to do with that. So this is high and dry. This is what they call high and dry. But still, you could get water. I mean, I could dig down and find out. I'm actually about 4 foot over there.
Is there any floodplains that you see water where it settles and stagnant?
No. Actually, if we're on top, we're on the high part of the property, and you see down there, I've been here 3 years. Torrential rains. 2 days later, 2 days of torrential rain. The next day, just like this.
Is this a ex-flood zone?
No. I didn't want flood zone. I said anything. I want high and dry. And this agriculture, so they wouldn't be in flood zone.
Right.
Okay.
So they're.
The sand makes it drain quick.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. So I'm gonna make mine out of raised beds. It's just too much work to try to amend sand. You know, even though with biochar, it's still you're gonna go on the outside. It's just gonna pour out. So raised beds would be the best ideal for me. My neighbor's got his own gate that he comes in here. He comes here almost every day and looks around. He'll say, "Hey Al, I think you left your door open," and he lock it for me. I left my key in the tractor last week. He took my key. So what I'd like to do is just pass out per household. Okay, so this is the J-Dom liquid fertilizer. This is exactly what you guys saw in that barrel. This is how to make it.
Okay.
Okay, so on the other side is the lactic acid bacteria serum. So this serum is used with the fish fertilizer.
Okay.
Okay, when you're making the fish fertilizer, it's used on that. But it also can be used, let me see, I don't want to misspeak. 1 ounce to 1 gallon. So 1 ounce to 1 gallon of water, you can use this serum to water your plants. Now I made this. The process is all right here. So I just.
Anyone needs fish to make their own emulsions from last Pentecost? Remember the salmon we ate? I have a whole bunch of salmon heads and tails and everything. If you want to try your own fish emulsion, just let me know and I'll bring it to you. Smelly and stinky,
just like this stuff. This is smelly and stinky. So. Now you gotta understand, this is made with rice water and milk, and it's fermented. And by the time you're done, you got cheese, which is full of probiotics. You can actually reduce this in water and give it to your pets. And it's full of probiotics, and it's also good for your soil.
I know rice water turns quick.
And that's for what?
You're gonna drink it to let us know if it's
You need for him to repeat it?
What is it for?
No.
What is it?
Brother Al, he said, what is the rice water for?
Well, it's actually rice water and milk fermented.
And what do you do with it?
Feed your garden. So one ounce to 1 gallon of water, so you can feed your soil. You feed your soil, and soil feeds your plants. So that's how it actually works. You know? So I had this. It's also for rabbit.
Say, one more time, say it is rice and what else?
It's rice. It's rice water. So the process is in here.
Okay.
So I'm giving all the process. It's basically rice water, and then it's fermented with milk. And so you put a gallon of milk with a jug of rice water, and you ferment it for about 84 hours, and that liquid that comes out of there is right here, and that's potent.
That smells real bad.
Concentrate. Yes, it does. It's milk.
Right.
Fermented
Brother,
milk.
do you keep it in the refrigerator after
No.
that? Or you just
So
put it
that's
out?
the other thing. This will only last about 2 weeks. If you take the cover off and wrap it and put it in the refrigerator, it'll last like about 6 to 8 weeks. it could lose a little bit of its potency. Best way to do it is use it right away. I made this 2 days ago, so
That'll stunk the house all day. The cats are going.
So if you guys want to take, everybody want to take one of these for each household. I think I got 15. Like I said, I just got 2 things on the other side. Now here's the fish fertilizer. Quick and long-term fish fertilizer. So you guys, so the fish fertilizer, and it also shows you how to make the airlock chamber, the full process.
You got one?
Did you get yours?
On the quick fertilizer, the lactic acid, this stuff right here,
You don't need
is essential for it. So you have to have this to make the fish fertilizer quick. The long term, you don't need. So
Can we get your email just in case we have questions?
Yes, you
I
can.
can steal it up from anytime.
So you guys can grab one out of there as well.
How many? 13?
I don't know how many families we got here.
How many families we got?
8 families. 9
9 families.
families.
So there should be extras left over. So there's 15 or 14 of them in each.
They're 9, so I have to take out.
I didn't get one with that had the
No, it's 2 different ones.
Oh, it's 2 different ones.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you don't have the same one.
So here's some little extra. These are survival crops that you can grow to help survive. And on the yeah, so those are survival. Should be something on the other side. So this is gonna be the first one.
Number 3. Oh, thank you. Yes.
You can pull out 4 numbers that you cut it in half.
I'm gonna go again because I saw that now.
Was it 3?
No, it's 12.
Oh, good. Number 6.
B 13.
B13.
Bingo.
It ain't no 13. It ain't no 13. No.
Okay, I get it. I'm gonna try this again. 11.
Yes.
There is no 11.
I get it again. Boy, I'm gonna have that twice.
Baby, I'm sugar. I'm gonna melt. No. I'm playing.
Number 7.
Are you playing?
This is a game, ain't it?
Let me see. Terry!
It's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged.
I'm gonna be calling you because
Does it
see, we
require an
have
answer?
reverse
Let me hold
osmosis.
that. Let me hold that.
So
You don't
what
need
do we
that.
do?
Let me hold that.
So what
So
do we do?
reverse osmosis is basically
Call
it's
him.
just
I'll call him. I'll call him. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got reverse osmosis. You don't need that.
There's a half.
I know.
that's
Yeah, half
smoking
inch.
right
I gotta go ahead
now.
and heat it up and spin it in.
I got
How
you
that work?
one.
What is it?
Or I can use
Half
Where's
inch will
that
fit
black
in
barrel?
there.
half inch pipe.
That's the
Well,
small
what
part
I'm
of the
gonna
barrel.
use
I
is
got the rest of
is
it
that
in
not catch
the cart.
rainwater?
Wow.
Okay,
pump
so
rainwater
that's the
through
next
it.
one.
Gotta clean it up.
What is it?
This
That's
this thing that he
torque.
made.
It's the torque machine. It's the pyrolysis torque.
Okay.
2.
Me.
You get that. You have a way to take it home?
Wait a minute.
You don't know your number? Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
She don't know what the number was.
Okay.
It was supposed to they call that. They call that when you
the
fool around,
next
call a
one
game and you
going on
come up
is-
be nigging. Come out 2 out 1.
One
Come
of
out you got number 3.
Got another one.
That's be nigging.
That's hot. So
That means you can't play for the next 2.
You can't get your gift easy.
No,
You gotta
no.
put your prize.
I know this is just a can you get at Walmart for 12
You can't
bucks,
play no more ever.
but
That's it.
it's going in.
6.
10.
Oh, that's me.
And now the other one. This is for the other can. If we can pull it off in time. All right. 9, or is it 6? No, it's 9.
9. That's 9.
I'll take that.
You said it like that from the wrong.
This last one is just for the stinky stuff.
That's a good one.
They already made
Homemade.
syrup. 12.
There is no 12.
You said 4 or 12?
It's only up to 9.
10.
4.
We did up to 9.
No ticket. No ticket. No
No ticket, no prize. No prize. Nah, baby, we don't know nothing about that.
No ticket, no prize.
You acting like Jake now.
Nobody else got it, so it must be Ron. But Ron, if you don't have
You
a
acting
ticket,
like Jake now. Tell him I lost the ticket.
No ticket, no prize.
That little boy saw it, so you trust that boy.
You acting like Jake.
That baby got the
Go home and finish practicing.
Let us thank our brother Alberto. For having a heart of gold and a love for the Most High people. Let's just give him a hand.
Give him a hand, y'all.
Brother Alberto.
And Maddie.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
I'm sorry, what's your name? Norman. Because all three of them been working, y'all. Yes.
And to the Most High.